You have one life. You have one life. I wanted to make this pre-video because I'm making my next video about my near-death experience I had and how it changed my life and got me more into self-development and changed me as a person. Because when I had a near-death experience, it made me realize, like, you have one life. It sounds cliche, it sounds like obvious, like, oh yeah, obviously we have one life. But so many people are on autopilot. So many people care about what other people say. So many people are scared to do what they actually want to do and limit their beliefs. But when you have a near-death experience, like I've seen other people have near-death experiences, and it could change your life forever because it pushes you outside the comfort zone. So for me, when I got my near-death experience, I was more kind of introverted, and like I didn't really like go up to that many people. I didn't talk to that many people. Like I kind of like just stayed in my own circle with my own friends and stuff like that. And I'm gonna go more in depth with this on my next video about like really like the story of what happened and whatever. But this is just kind of like a meaning of like why you should push yourself and really live the best life you can. Because first off, I will say you can make mistakes in your life and you could rebound necessarily. So say if you messed your life up, you could turn it around, but there's no going back. Say once you go from 20 to my age, which is 25, I can't go back to 20. That's why like the older I get, the more it pushes me. I'm like, wow, like my life is moving. Like you don't want to let it slip through your hands. That's why I try to push myself out the comfort zone, try things I like, and I have this balance between where I'm enjoying my life, but at the same time, I want to get to a certain level in my life, and I sacrifice things. Sometimes you have to say no, either if it's family, friends, relationships, whatever. If it doesn't align with you and it doesn't make you happy or it doesn't get you to your goal, you have to be a little selfish. You gotta be like, I'll give you an example. Say if one of your friends is like, do you want to go to the bar? No, I don't. I have to do something. Like you have to be a little cold-hearted, because if you just do what everyone wants you to do, like you're living through someone else's life. You're not living through your own life. So sometimes you have to be a little selfish, and it maybe come off mean, but at the end of the day, like, do you want to die knowing like you just had your life revolve around everyone else's opinions and life? Like, it's your life. You're not revolving around someone else's life. So you just have to remind, like I'm reminded about that stuff every day. Like when I had my near-death experience, it would play in my head over and over again. Like I was like, oh, I almost died. Like it made me go from, like I said, I was like kind of introverted, to for the whole summer 2020, like for like a year until like 2021, and I made like a really big mistake and it kind of snapped me out of it. I was like a whole different person. Like it was so intense of a change that my family, my friends, everyone thought something happened to me. Like I changed I was like a whole different person. I remember like going up to random people, being like complimenting them and this, that. Like I had very little like reaction time. Like if I thought about something, I'm making a decision on the spot. I'm like, I'm gonna do this. Either if it was a good or bad decision, it's like I was very impulsive, but I basically in a way live my life every day like it was my last day. And I'm gonna explain in the next video more in depth of what I learned from that or whatever. But this video was more for just reminding yourself there's no redos. You could rebound, but you can't go back. Like say if you're down, like a basketball team or a football team, they're down, yeah, they could turn it around and go like score more points, but they can't. Say if you're in a football game and you're in the fourth period, the fourth quarter, you can't go back to the first quarter. You can't go back to the second quarter. Once you're in the second part of the game, you're in that second part. You're not going back to the beginning of the game and trying to undo what the other team did or take their points off. You can only do what you're dealt with right now. So if you're, say, in the third quarter of your life, you're not going back to quarter one. But whatever score it is or whatever you're dealing with in the third quarter, just make it count and know that eventually it's going to be the last quarter and you're going to die someday. So you have to keep that in mind. Like, there's people that change their life when they're 50, 60, 70 years old, and that's perfectly fine. And they start living the way they want to live. But it's really scares me when, like, people live their whole life on, like, other people's terms. They don't really want to do, like, they don't really follow through with what they want to do truly deep inside. Either if it's their goals, or they set their goals too low because people say, oh, you can't do that, or they're afraid of what people think, like they can't post a video, they can't do this. And like, imagine like you dying, and before you die you remember like, oh, I should have done that, I should have asked that girl out, I should have posted that video, I should have got my life around and lost weight or gained weight or whatever you want to do. Just remind yourself of that. Like, honestly, sometimes when I see an older person out in public and they're like 80 or 90, it scares me, because I'm like, one day it's going to be me, and I'm completely okay with growing old and dying. There's nothing wrong with that. But like, you want to know when you died, you tried the best you could. You tried all the things you really wanted to do, instead of setting a belief on yourself and limiting yourself because of other people. Like, I'm gonna leave you off with this. You don't want to be mean to people. You don't want to be like a douche or a dirtbag, but like, sometimes you got to be selfish. Like, this world is cold, and also everyone's trying to pull your attention on social media, on ads, on this, on the radio. Everyone is trying to get your attention and your energy, and you have to protect it sometimes. So it doesn't have to be forever. Like, right now I'm inspired to do a 60-day challenge, and it's a very strict regimen. Certain wake up time, 4:30 a.m, no alcohol. Like, I'm not really like chilling as much. I'm kind of like doing my own thing. But some people might just need a little day to reset, or a week, or a month, or even a year. And just be like, tell your friends and family, like, listen, I just need this little time for myself to work on my goals, see what really I want out of my vision, and push towards that. And it's not like you're going away forever. There's seasons in life. Like, there's seasons in life where you're like, you know what, I'm going to make memories with my family, or I'm going to go out with my friends. Or there's times where you're like, listen, I got to really lock in right now and push the needle further and further every single day. So just keep that in mind. You have one life, and there's no redos. Like, it's not a game, and like, once you die, like, you get to play it again. Like, once it's over, it's over. But there is rebounds. You can readjust, you can pivot. If you made a mistake, you can learn from it and pivot, but you're not going back. So whatever you're dealing with right now, it's okay. If you're dealing with something that's difficult, or you're going through a certain situation, that's completely okay. I understand that. Like, I've been through certain situations. Like, I have situations right now I'm going through. But whatever, you got to be in the present moment. You're not going to focus on what happened 5 years ago or 10 years ago. Like, for example, like, this near-death experience was 5 years ago. Yes, it did change me, but I don't like think about it all the time like it's over. And the future, basically how I look at the past, the present, and future is, when you make a mistake, you reflect on it. You're like, listen, I did this last month, I fucked up, this is what I learned from it, and then take action in the present moment. It's okay to reflect, but you don't want to dwell, or I like to call ruminate. Ruminating is like, you're thinking about it over and over again, constantly, all day, every day. That's not good. You look at it, you're like, this is what I learned, let me apply it to the present moment. And then the future is kind of like the same thing. You're like, you know what, let me envision myself, I want to be here at this time in my life, And it could be a really big goal. It doesn't mean you're going to hit it, but at least you have a vision. You're like, I want this in my life, and I'm going to try to strive for that. And it's the same thing. You think about it, strive for it, but then you go back in the present moment. The future is built off the present moment. Like what I'm doing right now could transfer into like the future. Like say I started this YouTube channel 6 weeks ago, 7 weeks ago. Imagine in like 3-4 years where it could go. I don't know, but at least I'm here with you right now. So yeah, you want to live your life on your terms. You're not going back. Whatever you're dealing with right now, just accept it.